want to change someone's mind, or maybe you want to change an outcome of a certain situation, or maybe you had a conversation with someone at work and you really didn't like how it ended up. Revision will literally change everything. So a few months ago, I was skiing. I managed to manifest 3 ski trips in the space of like 2 weeks, which was incredible and kind of overwhelming, because how many times can you really go skiing in the space of 2 weeks? With a tore ACL, which I did on my first day of skiing, at first hour on the slopes. I tore my ACL and I still had to continue riding down with this torn ACL. So went to the doctors, got back to England, went to the doctors, and they were like, look, it's going to take 9 months, no heels, no gym, no running, nothing. And I love running, I love working out. It was a big shock to the system. And I was like, hang on a minute. No, I understand the power of my mind, and that's not happening. And so I went back and I revised the scene where I felt whatever I did and I twisted my knee and it was torn, and I revised that exact scene. So instead of that crash happening, I just kept going down the slopes and had the time of my life, had the best day ever. And I did this over and over again. I didn't even do the meditation that much, honestly. I did it maybe 7 or 8 times. And in the space of 2 weeks, I was back running again. In the space of 2 weeks, I was back in the gym, and I really couldn't feel the pain anymore. It's like I'd healed it, right? This is the power of revision. It really goes back and changes anything. Any conversation that you've had with someone, you can go back and imagine it different. Or anything that happened in the past, you can go back and imagine it different. So here's what you do. When you think of the situation, the circumstance, the conversation, whatever, I want you to, relax. I don't know if I have a meditation on my channel, but if I don't, I will make one. And relax, and you go back in your mind's eye, with your eyes closed, go back to the scene that happened, the conversation that happened, however it ended. Just briefly look at it as if you're walking past a shop window, right? You don't care what's in the window, just have a quick glance. And then you want to go fully in and replace it with something better. This is a key. You're replacing what happened with something that you would have preferred to happen. So for me, I replaced my ACL tear with skiing down the mountain, having the best day of my life, going and skiing and having rosé wine and drinking and, having the most amount of fun and doing it again. I actually went up to the mountain again and I went down again, right? So I replaced it with something better, and you want to replace it with something that makes you feel good. You should be smiling throughout it, or you should be feeling some kind of joy because you're replacing it with how you would have preferred it to happen. And then you just loop it, you relive it in your imagination over and over and over again. So any conversation that you have, if you are revising a conversation and you do end up speaking to that person again, you may find that they will tell you the exact thing that you had seen in your mind. This is the power of a vision. You want to leave the meditation as if what you're visualizing actually happened. And you get to a point where when you think about that situation, when you think about that circumstance or that conversation, all you can remember is the very thing that you created in your mind. The very revision that you put there instead of the initial situation is what you remember. And that's when you know that it's done. And that's when the 3D will start to reflect it back to you. Also, in my 8-hour sleep affirmation track that I have on my channel, I include revision affirmations. So such things like, I have always been, we have always had a perfect relationship, I have always been loved and adored, everything has always worked out for me. You are revising the past with these affirmations, because you're saying it's just always been natural for you to win. It's always been natural for you to being in a loving and committed relationship. You're revising your relationship. Our relationship has always been perfect, even if you've broken up. You just revise the situation, revise the relationship, revise the circumstance, and this releases the negative feelings that you have. It's like clearing out the old, and that's exactly what revision is. It clears out your attachment to the scenario. So what are you revising? Comment down below exactly what you're revising. If I have a meditation, I can't remember, but I will create one anyway, so that will be up on my channel that you can go and get, that you can go and do. And yeah, comment down below what it is that you're revising. Put it out there as if it's already revised, and make sure you affirm statements like, I have always, everything has always, to speed up that revision process. So you are worthy, you are loved, I love you, thank you.